Dear students, this is Joel Chakraborty, Assistant Teacher English, Government SC Girls High School, Sunamganj. Today, I shall concentrate on a very important topic, and that is completing sentences. You know, you will find this very question in question number 7. Though this class has been routine for the students, basically for the students of 9 and 10, I personally think that the students of class 6, 7 and 8 can also be benefited. So I think this class is eligible for any students of any standard. So without wasting our valuable time, let's go to our class. I have given the title of my today's class Completing Sentence Part 1 because I have decided to give 2 or 3 gradual classes on this very topic. You all know this topic is very large, so it's quite impossible to finish this big topic in one single class. So I have divided my class into 2 or 3 parts, and I shall give all the classes gradually. So let's go to our first part. Completing sentence. Actually, you will find this topic discussed in various ways in your practice book, but I will deliver my lecture according to my knowledge or according to my own style. So let's go to our class. Completing sentence. Question number 7. Okay, actually there are 3 parts. You'll find in completing sentence. First part is proverbs. We all know we get some proverbs in English language, and we'll find one or two questions from this part, I mean proverbs. Number 2, conditional sentences. Conditional sentence. Okay, and number 3, general rules. In number 2, in part 2, we will find some conditional sentences, and in number 3, last part, we will find some general rules. We have to memorize, or we have to understand. We should have the knowledge of some general rules that will help us complete our questions. That means doing or completing sentences. Okay, so I'll go gradually. Proverbs, actually, we know, you all know proverbs. In case of proverb, your answer, all the answers will be fixed. That is why you have to memorize some important proverbs. Actually, these are discussed very nicely in your practice book, so please try to take help from your practice book. Today I shall try to concentrate on part 2, that means conditional sentences. Okay, let's go to our class formally. Conditional sentences. Conditionals. Okay, first condition. There is actually a specific structure. First of all, I will write the structure, then I will try to illustrate with examples. Okay, so the structure is if plus present tense, present, and the second part. Actually, in conditional sentences you will get 2 parts. It's always a complex sentence, and we all know a complex sentence has 2 parts, 2 clauses. That means 2 clauses. 2 parts means 2 clauses. The first clause sometimes or occasionally the first clause will be subordinate clause or dependent clause, and the second clause we find the second clause an independent clause or a principal clause. Look at the structure. If plus present tense, you have to write the second part by the following way: subject plus shall, will, may, or can. This is actually the structure of first conditional. So let's go with some example. For example, if I'm giving some easy examples because I am actually discussing the preliminary part of my class. This is why, for a better understanding, I am using some easy and simple sentences. I will gradually go to the difficult sentences. If you read more, Read more or read attentively. Attentively. This is actually the structure. You will find this question by the following way. You will find an incomplete sentence and the sentence starts with if, so it's a conditional sentence, easily understood. It's a conditional sentence. So you have to fill up the second part or the blank part by the following structure, by following the above structure. So if you read attentively, look at the sentence. Sentence starts with if, subject is you, and read is the verb. So definitely you can understand that this sentence is in present indefinite tense. Present indefinite. So what was our structure? The structure was if plus present tense, any tense, present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect, no problem. If plus present tense, any tense of present tense, no problem. Subject shall, will, may, or can. So if you read attentively, here you is our subject, so we will take you in our second clause as well. You will, or may, or can, no problem. I can use anyone from the three. You will pass. You will pass. Okay. If you read attentively, you will pass. Let's go with another example. If you invite me. Okay. So if the sentence starts with if, you is our subject and invite is our verb. So this sentence is also in present indefinite tense. So we should follow the above structure. That means the structure of first condition. So we can write, if you invite me, I shall or will, no problem, join the party. This is actually the way of completing the sentence using the first conditional. Okay, let's go to second condition. Second condition. We will find some similarities but a little difference as well. If plus past indefinite. If plus past indefinite, indefinite. If plus past indefinite means if plus past indefinite tense. We have to use the following structure for second condition. Second condition. If plus past indefinite tense, what will be our next part? Next part will be subject plus, instead of shall we have to use should, instead of will, would, may, might, and instead of can we have to use. One thing must be noted here, after these modals, we all know, after all modal auxiliary verbs, we usually use the base form of a verb. Base form means V1. V1 means the present form of a verb. So look at the structure once again. If plus past indefinite tense, if the first part starts with if, and if you find the tense is in past indefinite tense, then you have to follow this structure. That means subject plus should, would, might, or could. And after these four auxiliary verbs, we will have to use the base form of a verb. So let's go with some examples. Two examples. If you did not help me, first one, and second one, if you wanted. Okay, there can be so many examples. I am just showing one or two, otherwise I cannot complete my class, finish my class. That is why I am showing just one or two. By this following way, you can solve so many sentences, right? If you did not help me, look at this sentence. You is the subject and did not. Did not indicates the sentence is in past indefinite tense. So what was the structure? If plus past indefinite tense, we have to follow the structure, this structure. That means subject plus should, would, might, could, and the present form of a verb, base form of the verb. If you did not help me, I could not solve the problem. You can write anything you want, but you just follow the, you have to follow the rules, the above rules. By following the rules, you can answer by your own way, no problem. This sentence can vary from student to student, no problem, but you have to follow the structure of second conditional sentence. If you wanted, I could help you. This is the way of using second conditional. Now I'll go to third condition. You know there are three conditional sentences. If plus past instead of past indefinite, there will be a change. What is the change? Third condition, if plus past perfect tense. If plus past perfect tense. Okay. Okay. If plus past perfect tense, what will be our next part? Next part will be if plus past perfect tense, subject plus should have, would have, could have, and might have. Okay, plus V3. V3 means past participle form of the verb. Let's go with two examples as usual, as the previous ones. Okay, example number 1, if I had been a rich man. If I had been a rich man. And the second example is if you had wanted. Right? Look at the structure. If subject, the sentence starts with if. So this is the usual feature of a conditional sentence. The sentence starts with if. Our I is our subject, had is the auxiliary verb, and been is the past participle form of be. We all know. So had plus past participle form of a verb indicates the sentence is in past perfect tense. So in case of past perfect tense, we have to follow the third conditional. Okay, so what is the rule? If plus past perfect tense, so we get if plus past perfect tense, so we have to follow this rule. What is the rule? Subject plus should have, would have, could have, might have, and the past participle form of the main verb. So if I had been a rich man, I would have any one of them, no problem. You can choose any one of the four. I would have. Okay, then the past participle form of a verb, past participle form. I would have helped the poor. Okay, I would help the poor. Let's go to the second sentence and the last sentence of the conditionals. If you had wanted, the sentence starts with if. Usually you is our subject, had is the auxiliary verb, and wanted is our main verb. So this sentence is also in past perfect tense. So in case of past perfect tense, we have to follow the third conditional. So try to solve the problem, or try to solve the next part of the sentence. If you had wanted, I could have helped you. Okay, this is actually the rules. Of conditionals. First, second, and third conditional have already been shown. Dear students, one thing I have to mention here, there are some conditional sentence without if. I earlier mentioned that you will find if in the starting of a sentence, and this indicates this one is a conditional sentence. But in some cases you will find some sentences without if, but these are also conditionals. Let's go with more conditionals. You will find some sentences without if, but these sentences are also conditional sentences. Look at the sentences. For example, where I were I a rich man. Rich man. Okay. Sentence number 2, had I been a king. And third sentence, had I the wings of a bird. Okay, please be attentive because this is the toughest part, or I think this part is little bit more difficult than the previous part. I have shown 3 conditionals and these were comparatively easy, but this part is a little bit difficult because these are also conditional sentences, but there is no if. So students sometimes get confused by seeing these sentences, but I think if you be attentive and if you enjoy my class attentively, then I think your confusion will be removed. Look at the first sentence, were I a rich man. Though the sentence has no if at the beginning of the sentence, we have to write this sentence in another way or think this sentence in another way. Though the sentence were I a rich man, I have to read the sentence if I were a rich man. Look at this. So if we get the sentence in this structure, it would be easily understood by any student that this sentence is in second condition because the sentence starts with if, and here where is the past tense or past form of be. We all know where is the past form of be. So this sentence is an example of second condition. But if we find the sentence by the above rule, where I a rich man, then sometimes students get confused. But you have to think or you have to read the sentence by the following way. This time we can easily solve this problem. How? Using the rule of second condition. Okay, if I were a rich man, I could, usually I could, C-O-U-L-D, I could help the needy people. Okay, this will be our answer. Let's go to the next sentence. Sentence number 2, had I been a king. You have to read this sentence by this way, if I had been a king. Look at the sentence, if I had been a king. If the sentence starts with if, I is the subject, had is the auxiliary verb, and been is the past participle form of the main verb. That means the past participle form of be. So this sentence is undoubtedly is in third condition. That means for completing this sentence, we have to follow the rule of third condition as I earlier discussed. If I had been a king, I could have helped the poor. Okay, this will be our answer. But look at this sentence. This sentence starts with had. This sentence also starts with had, but there is a difference between the two sentences. Look at the sentence. We have to read this sentence by the following way, if I had the wings, W-A-N-G-S, wings of a bird, Okay, what's the difference between the two sentences? First one is, if I had is the auxiliary verb and been is the past participle form of be. That means been is the main verb. But look at this sentence, the last sentence, if I had the wings of a bird. Here had is our main verb, here had is not the auxiliary verb. This is the difference between the two sentences. Students sometimes make mistakes in such kind of sentences, so please be careful. If I had been a king, this sentence is in past perfect tense, but if I had the wings of a bird, after this had there is no verb, so this verb is the main verb and this is the past form of have. So this sentence is in second condition. That means the sentence is in past indefinite tense. So if we find the if clause in past indefinite tense, so we have to use the rule of second condition, not third condition. Dear students, please be attentive and listen to me carefully. If we find the if clause in past perfect tense, then we have to use the third condition. Okay, But if we find the if clause in past indefinite tense, that case we have to follow the rule of second condition. I think it is clear. So our answer will be, if I had the wings of a bird, I could fly in the sky. In the sky. Okay, this is actually the use of conditional sentences. You will find one or two questions from these three conditionals or the sentences I have discussed today. In my today's discussion, you will find minimum two sentences in your comprehension. You will find 5 questions, and these 5 questions, actually out of these 5 questions you will find at least 2 questions from conditionals only. So it is easily understood how important this very topic is, or my today's discussion is. I personally think that you understood my class. Even though if you find any problem, please let me know in my comment box, or you can contact me via using Messenger or Facebook. No problem, I will not mind. So that brings me to the end of today's class. Dear student, I have earlier mentioned that I will give more 2 or 3 classes on conditional sentences. I can assure you that if any student enjoys my 2 or 3 classes gradually, chronologically, I am sure he or she will of course do well in this part, that means in conditional sentence, and it is very easy to get full marks in this very part. So thank you so much for listening me. Please stay at home, and I